Many thanks for staying with us. I am Justin Academia. We begin from Abuja, where President Muhammadu Buhari says the long-suffering commitment and sacrifices of all his supporters over the years will be remembered by posterity. Receiving the governance support group at the presidential villa, President Buhari said he remains eternally grateful for all the personal and collective sacrifices that culminated in winning the 2015 elections. The president urged them to remain steadfast in pursuing the overall good of the nation while assuring them that their efforts would never be forgotten. President Buhari told his visiting supporters that he cannot forget their sacrifices when things were bleak for him, particularly before the 2015 January election. Chairman of the governance group, Steve Abel, commended the president for the bold initiatives in restoring security, tackling corruption, and setting the economy on a more predictable path.
Appreciated the work he has done, he has been doing. We thank God for his good health, and we took the pains to tell him some very critical truths. We told him some areas where we think there is need to put in more strength, more effort.
Now, other members of the group hailed the Buhari administration for making so much achievement without too much noise.
We support Mr. President. We go to the grassroots. We do not make noise because that is what matters.
We see ourselves, and he accepts us at that, we're the inner family members of his political group. We've been with him from 2002 to date, and we have not changed on our loyalty. He was thanking us this afternoon for our continued loyalty.
So when we met the president, or when we met him today, we updated him on the successes that have been achieved and the challenges of policy on the citizens. And he thanked us and actually accommodated and accepted the things that we told him.
The group also felicitated the president on his 75th birthday. Well, moving on now, the Senate has finalized moves to clear the food stockpiles in the customs warehouses throughout the country. And in line with this, an ad hoc committee is set to swing into action to ensure that the food stockpiles at these warehouses are accessed and distributed to the needy Nigerians. Senator Dino Melaye, the chairman of the Senate ad hoc committee, while addressing journalists in Abuja, says the committee will be thorough in its assignment.
We cannot have items stuck in warehouses across the country when there is perceived and when there's hunger in the land. The situation we have is that most of these items are locked up in most of the custom warehouses across the nation. And this will not only generate revenue for the country, but it will also make food available to the common man.
Now, other members of the Senate ad hoc committee spelled out some of its terms of reference.
Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has since directed that some of these food items, especially that were seized, be distributed to people. But instead of complying, we are still having them in the warehouses of people, of Nigerian customs. And I think this committee, or the work of this committee, would show the president what the people around him are doing.
Also create joy in the minds of our importers who their goods are being seized and warehoused without being auctioned. So we're going to do our job, we can assure you that, and you can never find us wanting.
Now, Senator Mohammed Hassan from Yobe South is a sponsor of the motion, which has prompted the Senate to move to carry out an on-the-spot assessment of the state of customs warehouses nationwide.
I know the level of hunger that my people are going through. I mean, the problems, of hunger in my senatorial district. And it is an opportunity to say, look, if these food items are scattered all over the country and then people are there dying from hunger and all that, then there's nothing we can do in this Senate without getting to the bottom of this problem and ensuring that these food items are brought out and given to the needy ones.
Well, staying in Abuja, there has been an outbreak of fire at the headquarters of the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The fire started at about 6:20 Friday morning at the office located on Olusegun Obasanjo Way, Wuse Zone 7. Galaxy's Godfrey Shemage reports that staff of the agency declined comment with journalists on the cause of the fire and the extent of the damage. Galaxy News caught up with personnel of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, who gave the on-the-spot assessment of the scale of damage.
Investigation is still ongoing, and we cannot tell you outrightly that this is the cause of the fire. But however, like I said, this will be known to the general public when the true cause of the fire is made.
Well, moving on now, former Senate Majority Leader and Senator representing Borno Central Senatorial District, Ali Ndume, has frowned at the position of the Ekiti State Governor, Ayo Fayose, on the proposed $1 billion earmarked for the fight against insurgency. Addressing journalists after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Friday, Ndume said the governor was being insensitive to the plight of the people of the Northeast. He said that Ekiti State is currently enjoying peace and they should not derail Governor Fayose's humanitarian census. He said the Northeast geopolitical zone needs more than $9 billion to control insurgency in the volatile area. Other than that, the $1 billion can only support about $714 million so far spent by internal donor agencies.
Majority are in support. Minority, like the first way, Fayose, what you call him, are against it. So it's normal. The minority can have their say, but the majority will have their way. And we are very hopeful that the Senate or the National Assembly or the process of giving out this money will be actually actualized.
You're still watching the news coming to you from Galaxy Television. Still ahead, Egbema Ijos of Ofunama community in Delta and Edo State appeal to federal government to come to their aid. Details when we return to join us again. Welcome back. You're watching Galaxy News. Now, for more updated latest news, log on to our website, galaxytvonline.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTV Nigeria. You can also follow or interact with us via our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV, or tweet at us at GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at @OfficialGalaxyTV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. Moving down south now. The Egbema Ijos of Ofunama community in Delta and Edo State have appealed to the federal government to come to their aid as a result of what they describe as alleged maltreatment and land incursion by the government of Edo State. This is coming few weeks after the community leaders who share boundaries with Delta and Edo State accused the state government of marginalizing them because of their resources. Addressing a press conference at the Coastal Communities Town Hall, a community chief said they are not migrants as claimed by the Edo State government.
I want to state categorically that we live on our central land. We are no settlers. We are no migrants. If we cannot find peace in Edo State, we appeal to the federal government of Nigeria.
Now, others spoke against being pushed to the wall as it will have severe consequences.
I want to say that we are being pushed to the wall by the people of Edo State, and we can no longer accept it again. Ijos, they are autonomous citizens of where they are occupying, and they were here before even the arrival of the Benin. Records are there.
Ijos of Edo State does not have any cultural affinity with the people of Benin. The Oba of Benin is the Oba of Benin of the Benin people. The Ijos in Egbema have kingdoms. Like Egbema kingdom, the Agadagba of Egbema is the traditional ruler of the people of Egbema kingdom, and he has that authority over them. The Oba of Benin does not have traditional authority over the people of Egbema kingdom.
These riverine communities are oil-rich communities, and they are the communities that qualify Edo State to be an oil-producing state. It is therefore very sad to know that Instead of developing these communities with resources that are being generated from them, the communities are left abject in poverty by the government of Edo State.
Meanwhile, despite the oil deposit in the coastal community, the people still live in abject poverty as the only school in the community is in a sorry state.